than marsupials. They have names like Anderson Cooper, Wolf Blinky Blitzer. They're the small creatures underneath the leaf droppings of the jungle floor. Instead of focusing today on all of the damage around the world done by the Obamas, instead they're focusing on a speech given by the newest First Lady to appear on the stage, as fresh as Jackie O on her first appearance. And they're frightened because she has trumped all of them. Melania Trump has trumped all of them all at once. And you know, she's so appealing that she's liable to garner a good percentage of Hillary's woman vote simply because she's so appealing. Now, regarding Melania's speech, yes, there's some overlap, but that's, of course, not the issue. The issue is, you know what the issue is? It's not that. The issue is that she is so appealing that the Hillary Clinton camp went insane, fearing that Melania has in fact captured the attention of the women of America who don't like Hillary very much. Hillary's not attractive. Hillary's unattractive. This is a country that lives on movie stars. Melania's a movie star. Hillary looks like a maid. She looks like Stalin's housekeeper. Gussied up. That's number one. And number two, of course, the reason the creatures underneath the leaf droppings of the jungle floor, called the media, are obscuring, doing this is to obscure all the problems that Hillary has created. Have you forgotten the email scandal? Have you forgotten Benghazi? Have you forgotten the Clinton Foundation cash scam? Somehow that didn't make it to the geniuses who are worried about a few lines of overlap from a speech that Michelle Obama gave a number of years ago, which she lifted from someone else. And speaking of Michelle, I mean, let's be very clear here. Since the government agents in the media seem to want us to focus on Michelle's superior virtues, let's do so today. Let us focus on Michelle's alleged superior virtues. She's now the victim. But let's look at that a little bit on the show today, such as her travel scandals, the fact that her mother has been living in the White House at taxpayer expense since they occupied the White House, the fact that she has, at last I checked, correct me if I'm mistaken, 72, count them, 72 personal attendants paid for by you. Have you forgotten all the scandals that surround the Obamas? Have you? You forgot all of this? Wolf Blitzer forgot it. Anderson Cooper forgot it. How about all the scandals that are surrounding the Obama administration? You forgot the epidemic of cop killing that they both triggered with their hateful rhetoric, including Michelle Obama's speeches at colleges, which we have going back at least 2 years. All of a sudden forgotten by the Lilliputians, buried by this non-scandal. You forgot about the Muslim who rode over people in Europe the other day in Nice. You forgot about the Afghani asylee who went on a killing spree in Germany yesterday with a hatchet, killing ordinary Germans, including 4 Chinese tourists on a train, until his vermin was shot by German police. You forgot all about that? All because of a few overlapping lines. It just shows you, you say, well, where's the propaganda in the media? You're watching it. You're watching it in action. You're watching it in action. You see, the government media complex is so overwhelmingly naked right now. The little men and women in the media are so exposed right now. They're so locked into the Democrat Party establishment, like the Soviets who own the press, such as Izvestia. This is a government media complex so embarrassing today, I would say shame on them. But little men like Anderson Blooper, little men like Wolfie the Blinker Blitzer have no shame. They are shameless creatures under the leaf droppings of the jungle floor. All I can say is go, Melania, go. You are a class act. You're the next Jackie Onassis, and everyone knows that. You've outclassed Michelle Obama, and that is why the media has gone insane. But since the government media complex has been told to focus on Michelle's alleged superior virtues, I think we should do so. Let us do so right now. Let us look first at her travel expenses and your tax dollars at work. If you remember, it was already a scandal years ago when Barry and Michelle traveled more than any other first couple. Spain, Africa, China, South America. And often they're accompanied by friends, which you pay for. You ever hear of that before? Friends, an entourage of freeloaders, and Michelle Obama's mom, Marion Robinson, who's been living in the White House at taxpayer expense since her son-in-law's inauguration. You forgot about that, Anderson? Oh, did you know that Mrs. Robinson's friends tag along at your expense as well? Do you know what would be going on if any president other than the Obamas was doing this? We're doing this. Do you have any idea? You know how many hundreds of millions of dollars they've spent for this corruption? This is called corruption. You forgot about Michelle Obama's controversial trip with friends to Spain's luxury Costa del Sol in 2010 at a time when the U.S. unemployment rate was 9.5% on the way to 9.8%? You forgot about that. Well, I have the whole list. You forgot about her side trips to Kyoto, to Dublin. Did you hear about this one way back when in 2014 when Mrs. O, her mama, and her daughters toured China? Mrs. O stayed in Beijing's Westin Hotel in a suite costing you $8,400 a night. Now, this price was previously deemed too expensive for Vice President Joe Biden to use, but not too expensive for Michelle Obama. You know that they're a little different than everyone else. You know they're given a pass for wink, wink, nod, nod. You know what reason. What reason are they allowed to get away with this embarrassing violation of the trust of the office of the presidency and the First Lady? The answer is quite clear to all of us. And so, again, if you wish to focus on the superior virtue of Michelle Obama, we can do that on the Savage Nation today. But at this time, what I would like to do is just play the new First Lady's speech. By the way, she speaks 4 languages. She is a successful businesswoman, unlike Michelle Obama, who has never held a job in her life that I know of. Or did she once work for a law firm? I really don't remember. I know she has nothing that anyone needs other than hatred. Every speech of hers is whining about the oppression that she has suffered her entire life. We're never going to hear this again. When the Trumps become president and first lady, we're not going to hear this whining class warfare, are we? And that's why the media is in uproar. A star is born. If I were to summarize all of this hullabaloo over this overlap in a few words of the 2 speeches, it would be summarized as simply as a star is born, and they don't like her very much. So let's listen to the words of the First Lady of the future, First Lady beginning in January of 2017, Melania Trump, A Star is Born.
On July 28, 2006, I was very proud to become citizens of the United States. The greatest privilege on planet Earth.
And there's plagiarism right there. You said greatest privilege. That was taken from someone.
I cannot or will not take the freedoms this country offers for granted.
You see, there's another plagiarism. She can't take for granted the freedoms this country offers. That was taken from someone, wasn't it? Anderson Cooper has his assistants working on that right now. I'm sure that someone at Fox News, one of the accusers of Roger Ailes, is twisting the knife into Melania behind the scenes right now, like that wolf in Wolf's hairdo, Megyn the Dragon Lady Kelly. Megyn the Dragon Lady Kelly twists the knife into Roger Ailes today. After supporting him, now she turns the knife into him because she realizes he's weak and about to be thrown out. This is how vicious the media is. Do you realize this is the most vicious business in the world? You've heard that Hollywood is vicious. All you got to do is take one look at Megyn Kelly's face on the Drudge Report, and you will have a new poster girl for viciousness. Don't be confused by the blonde, blue-eyed look. Underneath it is a dragon hissing fire, and she's not on your side, by the way. You will soon wake up and see a new hairdo and a new political orientation as sure as I'm sitting here.